Hello. Hello. You guys still up? What's up, ladies and gents? What's going on, Charles, Suzanne, Tracy? What's up, Alyssa, Lindsay? Anyone else who just joined? What's up, y'all? It is late. I know it's late, and you guys are watching me. I have been. Oh my God, I have been busy, and I've been getting a little sleep here, a little sleep there, and yeah, it's been a rough week and a half, but when I'm not going through it alone, I don't have to worry about property that is going to be damaged by the flood. So if people who are not having property that's damaged by the flood, I think we can sacrifice just a little bit of our time, a little bit of our comfort to get people to understand that what's happening right now in Tulsa is not just a situation where we can just come by and say it's done. No, it's not done. So tonight, all I'm going to talk about is this Tulsa flood, but I'm going to talk about more than just the Tulsa flood. I'm going to talk about this levee system. And I'm going to try to give you guys some history, some facts, but there's a lot of questions that I have and you will have right after this video. So do me a favor, share this video, please. For those who are new and just joined, thank you for joining. I need your support. Tomorrow, I'm going down to Beggs, I believe, Oklahoma. I'm going with a group of people. So I'll be flying drones and taking photos. So you guys look for a ton of videos and photos from Beggs, Muskogee area. Teamed up with this group. They actually need a drone pilot. So I'll be going down there tomorrow. So I need your help. You know, those who are willing to help and to keep things that I do, please consider being a Patreon supporter. It's just $2 a month if you want to. If you can, those who are not hard hit by this flood and those who can spare $2 or more, just please consider it. All right. Tonight, ladies and gents, you have to share this video. You just have to. What I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to take you through some history on how did we get here. We're going to talk about some money, and we're going to talk about a lot of questions that are not being asked from the local media. This is not a ding on the local media at all, but my hope is that the local media will start asking these questions. That's my hope. So that's why I'm taking the time out. Me and a couple of people, we were doing a lot of research on this, taking the time out to try to figure out what happened to the money. Okay? So as you know, if you're sleeping on the rock, we are experiencing a flood here in Tulsa, but not just Tulsa. We are experiencing a flood all over really pretty much the eastern part of Oklahoma, some parts of the western Oklahoma. We've had tornadoes out the ass. We've had well over 20 tornadoes in the last week that hit the state of Oklahoma. Where are we now? Governor Stent has come in and declared all 77 counties a emergency disaster. And what that does, it frees up funds. That's why you see the National Guard there. Also, we understand that 45 Donald Trump has approved not 77 counties for funding. He's approved 11 counties. Tulsa County was one of the counties that was included. And so a lot of people are asking, why did he only approve 11? I have no clue. All I can tell you is that he approved 11 counties. So that's where we are. As you know, that the mayor has, we started this a week and a half ago, well, about a week ago, in reference to everyone. The call came in with the storms, and we start seeing the fluctuation of the dam, and the dam is going here, this dam is going there. So we've been on this roller coaster ride, right? And so we saw the mayor come out and said that last Wednesday, as a matter of fact, that he was not going to wait on the mayor not going to wait on the Army Corps engineers to say whatever. He's going to use the worst case scenario. When this all started, it was communities in the South that was only supposed to be affected. So what you saw was that people had access, people south of Riverside and all that area, Jinx, they had, as you know, the income. I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. The income disparity is different from the South to the West. So if you don't believe me, just go and do the research from the census report. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. So people who had the income and had the resources, they loaded up, they sandbagged. I mean, I was down there today, sandbag. You got the police guard and all those different things. So thank you, Barbara. What's going on, Michael? So the police was sandbagging. So that was earlier in last week. So now, towards the end of the week of last week, we now see that the levee system has been compromised. I was out there at District 12. That's in 65th and Charles Page. And I remember I videoed it and I said, this is leaking. And I was told I was wrong. It's just relieving. Yeah. All I can tell you is that water is coming out of here and it's coming out on the streets. And we knew that, right? So that's what's happened with that particular levee. And since I've put that out there and you guys have been making a lot of calls and you guys have been talking about it, we now understand that particular levee, yesterday, the National Guard has been dropping down sandbags like crazy. They've been doing all these different sandbags in reference to what's happening. And so I don't know, I'm getting conflicting reports. I heard it was a sand bowl. Okay, let me explain to you what a sand bowl is, because I did a little research. A sand bowl is boil, B-O-I-L. It's sand, because these levees are made of nothing but sand and dirt. So what it is it's sand that has boiled up to the top, and is boiled up to the top. And what happens, it creates a leakage. And so what they have to do is to put sandbags around it to depressurize it. And so you basically kind of think of it like water bubbling up, and you have to put more pressure on it. And what it does is forces the pressure someplace else. And that's what sand boils are. And that's what we heard that was going on. But if you go down close to it, and you probably can't go down there now, but it's water everywhere. And they're trying to save that levee. Put it like this. They're trying to save that levee. The National Guard, everybody's doing phenomenal work. I'm not sitting here wanting to ding people here, to ding people there. My only concern, one of my biggest concerns is that I wish that we would have started the evacuation process early on in last week. And because you're dealing with a different form of income, you're dealing with a medium or lower part of the income. And that's why these people of west side of Tulsa is going to have more of a difficulty in trying to leave and trying to move. And so that's why I had more of an issue with the mayor saying this. As you know, guys, I speak my mind. And even today, the press conference today, the mayor said, hey, I encourage people to leave, but it's not an emergency. It's not an emergency, but we're wanting people to leave. That to me is double talk. When you need people to leave, you tell them you need to leave now. It is an emergency. The levee could break anytime. You need to leave now. Now, I don't know what type of lawyer protection that maybe the city is trying not to say some things or what have you. But and I've heard a lot of people say, well, they should see the water rising, they should see it leaking, they should leave. Well, these are people who maybe don't have a lot of opportunity. They may don't have the resources. We're talking about people who have to determine whether or not do I pay this month or do I move? And I need people to really understand that. Maybe other people may have a nest egg built up, but a lot of people don't. And a lot of people who live west of that levee system, a lot of them don't have those resources, and it's unfair for people who are not being affected to make judgment on these types of people because you don't have that relationship. So that really kind of bothered me. And so since we have been talking about this, we've seen a lot of resources come up. And if you go on my Facebook page, Shelly put out a list of things, and I'm not going to read it. Just go to my Facebook page. You will see a list of free things that are available. But one of the things that Senator Allison Freeman, she came out with a list today, and that list is, if you guys want, if you're dealing with the storm and you guys need to have, let me just go full screen so you guys can see it. And you guys need to have the free rental, free storage. Let me just put it back. Free rental, free storage. It says U-Haul details, free 30-day storage, rent to all, impact by recent flooding. Advise constituents to state that they are seeking flood relief. This is only available at U-Haul centers, no neighborhood dealers, no truck rental required. They tell the U-Hauls to go to. Let's talk about these U-Hauls. Downtown Tulsa, 35th and Sheridan, 10th and Memorial, 61st in Peoria, and 51st and 169th. Those are the U-Haul places that are giving you guys free 30-day storage. And I'm glad this is happening. I'm glad that this is occurring, because you're talking about people need to move where? Now we got to move all our stuff out. So I want people to really understand and be sensitive to people who are going through these things, right? So those are the things that are there's a lot of different stuff that are happening. And let's go with the Tulsa Health Department. I got one of my buddies out there, Drew. What's up? Let's talk about the Tulsa Health Department, because they came out here and they're offering free tetanus shots. Ladies and gentlemen, they are offering free tetanus shots for anyone that is affected by the flood victim. So let's read a little bit of this. It says the Tulsa Health Department is working to respond to those affected by recent storms, tornadoes, and flooding in Tulsa County. Beginning Tuesday, that was today, May 28th, all Tulsa Health Department immunization clinics will offer tetanus shot at no cost to anyone affected by the weather events in Tulsa County. I need to go get me one too, seriously. So all you have to do is just go to tulsa-health.org/vaccine or call 918-582-9355 for hours and locations. Anyone who has sustained significant injuries is encouraged to seek medical attention from their primary care provider or urgent care. Many local pharmacies also offer tetanus shots. So ladies and gentlemen, so we have the Tulsa Health Department coming in. Why is this a big deal? This is a big deal because in this water, there are born diseases. There are all of those different things. These are things that are in this water. And flood waters is not a place for you to swim. There's feces in the water. It's a lot that's in this water. I'm not going to break down what's all in this water. Just stay out of the damn water. Lindsay, I agree with you. If you're moving out tonight, you got to move all your stuff out. It's raining and all that stuff. This is why we wanted the people to get a jump on this. Okay, so we have the Tulsa Health Department coming out saying we're going to definitely help you. Also, we have the insurance commissioner has come out and advised. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of this. Listen, it says insurance commissioner advises flood victims to document their losses. Just want to generally come out. Let's just talk about this. It says Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner Glenn Mulready on Monday encouraged Oklahomans affected by the flooding and other natural disasters to document their losses. It is critically important that we get those damage numbers in because they help us with FEMA, and everything else is assessing how much damage was there. Mulready said during the visit of a flood-ravaged town and country housing unit near Sand Springs. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is really important. Let me tell you why he's doing this. Because you will see people that come through. If you're affected by this area, don't lie to these people. Tell these people this. The reason being is that there is a cutoff number. I know this because we did this during the tornado in North Tulsa. There is an amount that has, if you get like 1,000 homes, I don't know what the number is, 1,000 homes, I'm just going to use 1,000 homes, they're saying all this stuff is affected, then you will have the FEMA resources. So if you start seeing people walk around with clipboards, asking you questions and stuff of that nature, please be honest. Make sure they identify themselves, who they are. A lot of them will say that we are from Red Cross. Typically what we had in the North, it was, Red Cross walked around with the clipboards, and they would give that information to FEMA or give that information to whoever that they need to make that situation. So that's why getting information is so important, because of resources. Suzanne, you said, what about those who don't have transportation? Yes, let's talk about that. For those who do not have transportation, it appears that the city has offered city buses here. So let's talk about there. Well, let me just go to my post here, because you guys, we can talk about a little bit about the post here. Here we go. All right. There's 2 evacuation shelters. There are Crosstown Church of Christ at 3400 East Admiral and Faith Church, 1901 West 171st Street in Glenpool. Let's pray that and hope that a lot of people will open up their doors. We have a lot of mega churches in this city. They need to start opening up their doors. All right, let's go. Then we also says bus transportation. I think this is answer your question, Suzanne. Bus transportation, Tulsa Transit has been arranged to assist residents who want to evacuate. The hours for the bus transportation will be today at 11 a.m. and run to midnight. Citizens interested in self-evacuation can go to 1 or 2 locations for transportation assistance to their shelters. Please note, a location has been changed. Please note that, let me make sure. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Please note a location has been changed. The self-evacuation locations are 2401 Charles Page Boulevard at the County Social Services and Cameron Street at 41st West Avenue at Wayman Tinsdale Fine Arts Academy. The Metropolitan Tulsa Transit Authority is the official transportation to the shelters. So we now have bus services that are going to take people to where they go. Now, here's another thing, guys. You know, all you guys are animal lovers. So am I. So for those who have service animals, the Tulsa Animal Welfare advises those with ADA to service animals that they can take them in the emergency shelter, but you have to that has to be an emergency service dog or animal. Okay, all other pets have to go to their temporary shelter at the Tulsa Expo Fairgrounds pavilions. You cannot stay with your animal when you drop them off. If you find a stray animal in your area, please take them to your local shelter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason, you know, my heart goes out, because animals are families to people. So, you know, if you've ever been through this, and thank God I have not, if you've ever been through this and what I've been talking to a lot of people, you know, sometimes that gives a dog or a cat gives their family the strength. So those are good information. And go to my Facebook page. Shelly has done a great job in reference to highlighting all the different things that are occurring right now. And there's more. I'm just highlighting just a little bit. There's food that's given away. And this is a whole complete thing. It's not perfect. I want you guys to understand, it is not perfect, but it's doable. Okay. It's doable. So I don't want you guys to think that people just sitting there twirling their thumbs. But if you feel that there is something that needs to be done, please call 211 or go shout it out on Facebook. Send it to me, send it to whomever, send it to your city council person. Let them know this needs to be done. We also know that the Tulsa Police Department is monitoring different areas. So if you have to vacate and you're afraid of your stuff, they are monitoring. They're being security guards, apparently. They're monitoring your stuff in your home, and they're patrolling like hell. Lindsay, you said this is great work and resources you have brought to the people. Thanks for all. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But again, this is all a coordinated effort, and we all want to make sure that we all be safe and we all have lives. We spare lives. And that's really important. And that's something that I want to make sure that we are stressing that. Importantly, we want to make sure that people are safe. We want to make sure that people are abiding by the law, because it is very, very, very important that you listen to your superiors. And I'm not going to go off on this whole martial law thing and all those different things that a lot of people have been talking about. But what I will say this is what I will say. If they're saying for you to evacuate, evacuate. Like I said a couple of days ago, if you listen, guys, you got to have a little bit more common sense. You see water and you see it growing, you got to leave. This is what's going to happen. If it's, in my opinion, it's not, it's when that levee breaks or a levee breaks. You're only going to have minutes. And you're not going to be able to go and grab TVs and grab whatever. We've seen all of this stuff play out. Katrina, Houston flood. We've seen all of this play out. Let's learn from mistakes that other cities have done, and let's be more proactive in reference to this. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let me dive into the main topic of what I want to talk about tonight. And guys, if you guys have any other questions, or stuff that you want me to talk about, or stuff you want me to highlight, information you want me to get out, please let me know. I try to do it. I try to use this platform to get it out. Okay. So there's been this huge talk about the levee system, levies. And that's what we have heard from years and years and years, that the levee system is jacked up. The levee has this, the levee has that. We've heard that. And so a lot of people have been asking, why is our aging levee system the way it is? Why is it this way? What is going on with our levee system? I mean, wasn't there a time how is it that I live in such one of the greatest cities in the country, and we have a 70-year plus levee system that has not been worked on or anything of that nature? Why is that happening? Why are we at this situation? Why is this occurring? And I think those things are very good, valid questions. And I understand you will hear a lot of people say, this is not the time to talk and ask those questions. Yes, it is the time to ask those questions. And the reason it's the time to ask those questions is because when it's time to ask those questions, it's going to be too late. After the situation is over, after everyone has gone back to their homes, no one is going to even question the fact about the levee. No one is at all. People are going to say, we dodged a bullet. And everything is cool. Thank God we're good. It's all good. And that's what's going to happen. People want to get back to their lives. That's what's getting ready to happen, because we see it. We see it all the time, that people are going to go back to their own lives. And no one is going to talk in reference to what is happening, what is going on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you've seen, this article has been floating around. Let me go to this. 2014, May 29th. That would have been, 5 years to today? May 29th. It says river levee gets national attention. This here is the same talking points in 2014. We have been talking about this levee system, 2014. You see it? We have been talking about this levee system. This system has been old. It has been compromised. It has been, even Tulsa has a levee commissioner. You've heard his name, Kilpatrick. You've seen it come around. You've seen it spit out. You've heard that. He first comes out and he has been saying, we have a problem with our levee system. Kilpatrick has come out publicly and said, we need $35 million, right? That's what he has come out and said. We need $35 million to fix our levee system. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you would think that the government has not received any money at all. You would think, if you are listening right now to the mayor, to the county commissioner, Karen Keefe, you would think right now that we did not receive any funding at all for the levee system. Well, that's not true. This is why it took me a long time, because I have been compiling a lot of information together. And this is what me and my team have come up with. Back in 2016, Jim Inhofe wrote praises. President Obama has signed a bill back in 2016. It was a bill called the Water Infrastructure Improvement for Nations Act. That's exactly what it was. That's federal funds. We have been told that you need federal funds and local funds in order to change the levy or to upgrade the system of the levy. That's what we have been told. This is the part where I want the media and every one of you who are watching this to start asking questions. Where is the money? Okay. So Senator Jim Inhofe in 2016, this is his press release, ladies and gentlemen. I am not making none of this stuff up. He received, there was $10 billion that was given, $10 billion that President Obama signed before he left for the Water Infrastructure Improvement for Nations Act. President Obama signed $10 billion. $10 billion. That's B. $10 billion. Okay? Billion. So Jim Inhofe goes on to say this money is going to be used for this. This money is going to be used for that. Even Governor Mary Fallin made a statement and she said, I'm glad the Senate passed the legislation and appreciate the Senator Inhofe efforts to get this matter taken up so quickly. Having a sufficient, reliable supply of water is essential for life, economic development, manufacturing, recreation activities, and important industry sectors like energy and agriculture, to name a few. So that's what former Governor Mary Fallin said. Also, we have the current county commissioner stating how wonderful it was that this was done. The county commissioner said this. Let me give you her quote, what she said. And this was Karen Keefe. This is what she said. Let me bring it on the screen. Here it is. I will highlight it for you. Okay. It says, Tulsa's levee systems protects more than 10,000 residents. You've heard this before. You've probably seen this on some type of press release. They regurgitate words. And $2 billion of infrastructures, including 2 refineries. And she goes on to say that. So part of that money, that $10 billion that came from federal funds, part of that money is supposed to go to Tulsa. So you're asking yourself this question: how much money did Tulsa receive? Now, I know you're asking yourself that question because I've been asking myself that same damn question all day. Tulsa has received, let me pull this up on the screen. Again, this is Tulsa World. This happened in July the 5th, 2018. It says federal disaster relief funding include $3 million for Tulsa aging levee system. I know you guys are probably at this point in time asking yourself, well, damn, where's the money? Okay. So let's read this. Following year-long efforts to help for Tulsa's aging levee system, U.S. Senator Jim Inhofe announced Thursday that $3 million to fund a feasibility study of one of the worst systems in the nation has been included in a plan for supplemental disaster. So that's $3 million, y'all. So let me go down to this, because it's not just the 3 million they also received. They also received this too. Let me find it here in the article. And once I find the article, then we can talk about it here. They also received, let me make sure I go here. They received 3 million, but it's more money that they received also here. Let's see here. Here it is right here. Let me highlight it for you guys. It says Inhofe also announced that the McKellen Carr Arkansas River navigation system will receive $3.235 million in additional operation and maintenance money from the plan on disaster relief funding. So by my count, that is 6,235 6.235 by my count. Okay, that's federal fundings. So it is not sure. I have not figured out if the $3.235 million that was allocated to Tulsa has been used for the levy already, because there has to be a feasible study done. What is a feasible study? I'm glad you asked that question. A feasible study is where they go around, and it's just like it says, they go around, walk around, document to find out there is a need for this. You need this to change. You need that to change. You need this. You need that. That's what a feasible study is. So I started looking a little bit more. Who got the contract? So let's talk about this. Here's the contract right here. It was approved February 13th, 2017. The contract is between the county levy District 12 and the city of state, Sand Springs, and all those different things. Let me give you who it is for, because I didn't know who it was for until the end. So this contract is for $298,000. I just go ahead and just give you that. It's for $298,000 for them to do a feasible study. $298,000 to do a feasible study. Has nothing to do with fixing anything, okay? This is all to do just the study. So when you're hearing individuals who come on television and they're telling you we need funding, or this funding didn't happen, or we need this, or we need that, there is some funding that's already happened. Okay. $3 million is for the feasible study. That contract has already been signed. I'm going to tell you soon who the contract is. The contract has already been signed. Ladies and gentlemen, that feasible study is not going to be finished until fall of 2020. It's going to take 2 years to finish the study. The contract is given by Amex Foster Wheeler Incorporated. That's who got the contract for the Tulsa levy. Let me go back on the screen. For the Tulsa levy District 12 in 2017. They said it was going to take 2 years. They had an article that said it was going to take 2 years, and that should be ready around fall of 2020. Before any work has been done that we know of, there's a study that needs to happen. It's a feasibility study. Okay? So that is $3 million that was given for the feasibility study. I just showed you $298,000 has been written for a contract for the person, the company Amex Foster Wheeler, to do the actual study. Okay? I know. Just hold on, guys. I'm getting ready to go somewhere. So I know that you guys are watching this, and I know it's late, and I know that you guys, I know it's late, but I want you guys to understand federal dollars has been given. Now, Kilpatrick, which is over the levy district, he says he needs 35 million. But they have to do a feasible study. That came in from Inhofe. He has said, we're going to give you $3 million to do a feasible study. And also we're going to give you $3.2 million for maintenance and repairs. So that's, by my count, what, $6.2 million that has been already allocated for Tulsa's levy, right? So remember, the mayor said that we need federal dollars and local dollars. Now, this is what's going to bust you. Stay with me. This article was written back in 2018, last year, July. It says Mayor G.T. Bynum says, while citizens of Tulsa have repeatedly approved local matching funds to fix the levee system, federal funds are crucial to make this happen. Federal funds are crucial to make this happen. So we know right now that federal funds has already come down. So I started asking questions like, okay, how much did voters approve? Where is the approval of, how do we know? How much did voters approve since there is the money? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I found that answer. Vision 2025, voters approve $5 million. $5 million. You guys, along with me, approved $5 million back in 2016, part of the Vision 2025 Tulsa. I want you guys to hear me. $5 million. So we have $5 million that the voters, taxpayers approve. We have $6 million that the federal government has come in. And we cannot do anything until there's a feasible study that needs to happen. Why hasn't the feasible study started earlier? The contract was approved in 2017. The contract was approved then, okay? 2017, the contract was approved. Here you are, right here. February 13th, 2017. The contract was approved. Why does it take until fall of 2025 for us to even get the results of the study before any repairs possibly could be made? And we don't have that transparency. We just don't have that transparency. But I want to show you guys something from the Vision 2025 that is going to blow your everlasting mind. Ladies and gentlemen, what voters approved was $5 million for the levee. What I'm going to bring up on the screen is a timeline of the projects. Here it is. It's hard for you to see, but I will read it to you. Line 10 says, let me see if I can blow this up for everyone so we can see this together, because I want you guys to see this. All right, I can blow it up. Let's go up a little bit. There we go. Line 10 says this: levee, District 12, rehabilitation. Okay, let me stop y'all right there. Levee District 12 is the levee they're working on currently right now. That District 12. Okay. It says here, levee District 12, local matching funds, $5 million. See? $5 million. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, that money is not even given until 2021. As you can see, I'm not giving you any BS. This is the information that is all on the Tulsa City of Tulsa website from 2000. It was approved in 2016. Like I said, approved 2016, 5 million. 2017, nothing. 2018, nothing. 2019, nothing. 2020, nothing. 2021, they're going to receive $2.5 million. Okay. And in 2023, they're going to receive $2.5 million. Ladies and gentlemen, that's levee district that we're fighting right now. The levee district that we're fighting right now is not going to receive matching funds until 2021. It is 2019. So we have almost an additional 2 more years in order for us to receive and give money that the taxpayers had turned around and gave in order for them to have money to repair the levee. So let's ask ourselves this question. Ask ourselves this question. What's really more important? The levee system being repaired or other projects? So let's go back to this. Here we go. I told you that was line 10. Let's go to 2017, ladies and gentlemen. These are all the projects that was approved 2017. There's a low water dam that was approved. They approved this. Says it's going to cost $46 million. That money has come out $5 million. There's a mitigation bank stabilization outfall protection. That's $250,000. All of this stuff that was done before 2017, there was a new trail on the East Bank. That was $600,000. Gilcrease Museum received $4 million. Cox Business Center received $3.5 million. Tulsa Fairgrounds received $5 million. Airport Instruction received $9 million. BMX National Headquarters received $800,000. South Mingo Corridor received $2 million. All of this. Let's go to TCC Career Placement, 5.3. Community Health Connection, East Clinic, 9.9 million. Discovery Lab for Children, Tulsa's Children Museum permanent site, 8 million. That's all in 2017, ladies and gentlemen. And that was 2 years ago. 2018, there was a new pedestrian bridge that funds was allocated. We're going back to Gilcrease Museum. They receive another $6 million. We have Cox Business Center received hold on. Let me make sure I'm saying this correctly, guys, because I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the actual numbers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. $3 million. You have the zoo. Langston University's received 1.8. You have South Mingo Corridor, 12 million. So, ladies and gentlemen, the point I'm making to you guys right now is, right now we're in a crisis. You've heard that word, and you've heard even you've heard the members of our government, and they have said that this is an old system. We need to replace this old system. But they never answered the questions. Number one, Tulsa, why are we putting off the money to repair the levees to match for the federal government? Why are we putting that off to 2021? Just the first installment. Why is that being put off to 2021? The second question is, when this feasible study is supposed to be done, when is it going to be finished, and what are we going to learn from it? And so when can we start the new infrastructure? Why am I asking these questions, ladies and gentlemen? Because this is your money. You will see people on television who will sit there and tell you we have an aging levee system, over 70 years old. This is supposed to hold up. They did not do what they were supposed to do with the money that they needed to do with. They received the money. So my question to you and everyone else, and especially to our elected leaders, is why is the money being put someplace else before being put towards the levee? Why is that? Why are these programs and these things more important than building up the infrastructure when you know we have this unusual climate change weather? Why is that? Why are we going to these things? I thought it was a crisis. All of these things are a crisis. But if you were to sit back and look, we don't even start where the money comes in until 2021 for the city matching the federal dollars, if it's a crisis. We don't even start the federal money even happening until there is a feasible study. Is that a crisis? So you have to ask yourself this question: what's really a crisis? What is really a crisis? And I need the elected officials to answer. You have $3 million for a feasible study that may be going on and it's not going to finish until fall of 2020. No other work is going to be done. Then you have $3.2 million of federal funding that's supposed to be used for the upkeep of the levee. Has that work been started? I don't know. I think there's good questions that we need to ask our elected officials. This is all hardcore documentation. It's time for us to start asking our elected officials these questions. What happened to the money? Because we had the money for the levee system. We had the money to at least start improvements before all of this damn rain came down. We had the money to start all of these types of things. Why did it take so long when the contract for the feasible study in 2017 to be approved? Why did it take a year later for you to start the actual study? $298,000, I may add, that got the contract, Amex, got the contract to do a feasible study that will take 2 years. What happened to the $3.2 million that the federal government has given? Has any work been done? We hear from Kilpatrick, we don't have the money. This is what we hear. This is exactly what we hear. So my question is also this. Who does the study, once the study is done, are they going to fix it? Or who's going to get that contract? Is it going to be the same people who did the study? Or is it going to be open up to companies who can vie and send RFPs to get the contract? Or is it going to be hand toss for all of those different things? I'm not saying that corruption is happening, but what I am saying, something doesn't smell right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you ask these questions. And I know a lot of this stuff is probably complex and I just threw a lot of stuff at you. But only thing that you need to know is that in 2016, Obama approved $10 billion. 2018, Jim Inhofe said Tulsa is getting $3 million for a feasible study and $3.2 million for maintenance. We also know that Tulsa in 2016 approved the vision tax funds of $2.5 million is not going to even start until 2021. How is this a crisis? When if it was a crisis, why haven't you jumped on this? Please share this video. Please ask people, please have people start asking questions. Where is the money? God bless, guys. Take care of yourself. I hope you guys got something from this. And please share this video. Take care. Peace.